All right. So tonight is Capitula Secundum, Pars Tertia, or Chapter 2, Part 3. It's kind of more of the same, piled higher and deeper. Genus, numerus, and casus, kind or gender, number, and case. So with that, let us start our initial prayer. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. So let's see, Laura, 13, the one where she write up. Okay, well, we'll look at that. We'll look at that exercise a little bit later. Remind me to circle back to it and see what it has. So, all right, what do we got? Well, I kind of got wrapped around the axle last time between et and que. So I sat down and did an actual study of it. And we'll start with that first. Oh, actually, we'll start with that second. I told you last time, if you were here, I was going to do my multicolored Ave Maria. Just to show you that actually some of the words, you may not have had them, but you've had the families that they come from. So the first declension words are highlighted in red. Maria, Grazia, Maria. Oh, and first and second adjectives are also in magenta. So Sancta Maria Nostrae, genitive. And then the prepositions, cum, we haven't had cum yet. It's with, in, you've had, et, in, doesn't, I should be able to figure that. Pro is is for. And then some verbs in the adverb. So you're not quite there yet. There's things, there's some third declension words in here and a couple of other things that you haven't had yet, but we're slowly filling our way in. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Tomorrow is the commemoration of Saint Gabriel the Archangel. So I threw in a prayer. Whoops. I think I threw in a little extra there. There we go. We're not going to go through that. I just thought you might be amused. I'm kind of sad that, the current calendar did away with the 3 feasts and stuck them all on September 29th, which is the feast of Mark, traditionally the feast of Saint Michael the Archangel. So I feel like my feast day is crowded. So anyway, all right. Oh, on to et and que. So, as I said last time, et is sort of an all-purpose word. It can mean and, both, or also. For the most part, where we are in the reading, it means and. There we go. So, most notably, when we start off with the sign of the cross, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. So it works pretty much the same as in English, but Latin does like to chain the ets together. So English does not like that. We typically separate everything with commas. But Latin will certainly use them. So Marcus et Quintus et Julia liberi sunt. See, did I miss something? Yeah, okay. So, but it's not a hard and fast rule, okay? And the example that I have here is the Confiteor. So we have Confiteor Deo Omnipotenti, I confess to God Almighty, or to you, Almighty God. Beati Mariae Semper Virgini, Blessed Mary, ever Virgin. Beato Michele Arcangelo, Michael the Archangel. Beato Ioanni Baptiste, Sanctus Apostolis Petro et Polo, Omnibus Sanctis et Vobis Fratres. So you can see we have an et there because of Peter and Paul. And then we have an et there that kind of ties the whole thing up. So oops, I see what you mean by that too. Thank you. There we go.
But originally they didn't have commas in the Latin.
No,
so
they didn't. So
Okay.
you tended to see the ets. Well, they didn't even have spaces or punctuation, so which made things kind of interesting. But the point is it's not a hard and fast rule. There's plenty of places you'll see in ecclesiastical Latin where they just list them, much as we would do. So it's kind of a when did spaces and punctuation start to appear? I'm not 100% certain. If you, certainly not in classical times, okay? In classical times, they tended to run it all together. Oh, yeah?
Not exactly, though. Julius Caesar used to put a mark above the beginning of each word. He didn't separate the words,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
put a mark and made it easier to read.
made it easier to read, but that was him. If you go back to a lot of the older Roman monuments, they started putting like a dot in between them to kind of space them out. I honestly don't know when that became standard. Punctuation was much, much later though, probably 1300s, maybe 1400s. And I'm just basing that on some of the things I see in some of the manuscripts I've used or worked with over the years, but don't take that as a absolute date, because I honestly don't know when it was introduced. Let's see. So, et. It can also mean both. Now here, you're going to use it in front of the words, okay? So et Marcus, et Quintus filii Julii. So both Marcus and Quintus are sons of Julius. So that is one difference in the use of the word. And it can also mean also, but I'm just mentioning it here. Right now we're going to use quoque, okay? And Latin has a bunch of words for also that have to do with how you connect thoughts, and we're going to defer all those for later. So really, what you're really going to see it in the reading, at least in the immediate part, is something like this, where it is and. There may be a few of these in there where it's used as both. So just be aware. Que does not really have a good English equivalent. It means and, but it is a special case of and, okay? It's used when you want to link two words that are logically linked, okay? Such as parent, child, master, apprentice, and so on. And it can be on anything. It can be two nouns, two adjectives, two pronouns, two verbs, or two propositions, meaning two phrases. And occasionally it will be used to avoid an excessive number of ets strung together. Is there a question?
Michael,
Yeah.
a discussion in the last class about koi.
Yeah.
Where you had the excuse me. You had what was it? I had it all marked down here. You had Marcus, Quintus, and Ulique sunt tres libere. The reason I started thinking about that, and I looked at it, and I took it as Marcos and Quintus are both male, and it's a compound subject, but it's really, it's one male subject, so to speak. And she's female, and that's why she's separate with the quay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
it's,
that's how I tried to
because what
figure it
they,
out.
what they have done here is they have logically linked the two brothers. Okay,
Correct. Well, they really didn't link the two brothers. They linked her with the two brothers. The two brothers became actually one brother.
no, they,
Is
no,
it-
no, no, no. They had Marcos et Quintusque. They didn't have Iuliaque, right? Or did they say, what was it?
Well, no,
Marcus
because
is-
then it says on line 21, Marcus, Quintus, Quique, I'm sorry, Julique, sunt tres liberi.
Okay, do you know where that is hiding? I'll bring it up on the Familia Romana.
Well, it's on page 14, number line 20.
Well, that okay, so that's what, chapter 2?
Correct. And like, again, what I was thinking was they put the two, it's kind of like they put the genders, they separated the genders, so to speak.
Right, that's why I said they linked the brothers.
Correct. Okay, yeah, okay, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, let's see here.
But last week we couldn't figure it out. We
No,
were
no,
trying
no,
to
no,
figure-
no. I was trying to decide,
Like it was an exception to the rule.
well, okay, all right. We got a problem here. Okay, let me switch. You're getting your, some of your,
Houston, we have a problem? or what?
yeah, no, what I mean is you're getting some of the stuff, mixed up here. This is
Okay.
line 14. Okay. Marcus, all right, Marcus, all right, Quintus, quoque filius Julii. Quintus is also the son of
Got it.
Julius.
Now
And-
go to line, okay, go ahead.
You said line 14.
No, I said line 20, I'm sorry. On
Uh,
page 14.
Oh, you did. There it is. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Ah, there it is. Right there.
Yes.
21. Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, as I said, sometimes it is used to avoid the excessive use of et. So that's probably what they're doing there, is they're just
well,
using.
they didn't even use it at all. They just used the comma.
Well, that's what I mean. Sometimes used. to
Oh,
avoid
okay.
et.
Sorry
They
about
could have
that.
they could have also said Marcus et Quintus et Julia.
Mhm.
So.
Yes, they could have, yes.
Yeah. So.
That would have been 3 X. Or 2
Yeah.
X.
So this, yeah, so, yeah, I've got, a couple of examples. Whoops, let me switch back here. Be hard for you to see the examples when I'm on the other screen there. Okay, so most obvious one is in the creed, qui ex patre filioque procedit. He who proceeds from the Father and the Son. And clearly, these two are linked logically. So it's a good use of que. And in the preface, Sunday preface in the TLM, ut in confessione vere sempiternaque. So sempiternaque. So here we have two adjectives, vere, true, and eternal, linked together. And then verbs. Yeah, okay, we had verbs. Now this is at the consecration at elevatus oculis in celum ad te Deum Patram suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens benedixit, blessed it, fregit, broke it, deditque, and gave it discipulus sius, to his disciples. And then we also have an example where there's two propositions. So this is the
Propositions or prepositions?
What?
Propositions or prepositions?
Proposition.
Okay,
There's no prepositions in here. meaning two clauses, two statements.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, ad utilitatem quoque nostrum, for our utility as well, totiusque, and all his holy church. So you can use it in a lot of different places. So I think that's it for that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of clear that up because I think I mangled that last time. So any questions on that? Okay. Okay, I wanted to review some of these since last week was spring break and some were here and some were not. So this is kind of third verse, same tune, or second verse, same tune, I guess. Anyway, the interrogative pronouns, they ask who, whom, whose, or what. It's used to ask a question. It's not a relative pronoun, which means, well, okay, here, let me give you an example. Qui ex patre filioque procedit. Okay, who proceeds from the Father and the Son? This isn't a question, this is a statement, okay? Yeah, so it's a part of an entire clause. So this is be known as a relative pronoun, and these guys over here are known as interrogative pronouns. And really the only difference is one asks a question, the other doesn't. So it's not really a big thing. But again,
making a statement.
Pardon?
I said you could say the other one is like making a statement or confirming
Correct. Yes.
position.
Yes. Yes, exactly. I think last time I gave the example of the Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, Lamb of God, you who take away the sins of the world. And I'm putting the you in there. Typically, we don't do that in English. We would say Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. I don't like that translation because in the Latin, or rather in the English, it loses who you are addressing. You are addressing this prayer to Christ. It is being directly, you're addressing Christ in the Eucharist directly at this point. And if you just say Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world, well,
It's kind of like a universal statement.
yeah, it's a universal statement. Is there more to that last line in the slide? Which slide? This one?
Like for after missing now.
Let's see. Must agree and just. Yeah, no, that's all there is to it.
Okay,
Oh, okay. So an interrogative pronoun stands in place for the noun, which is unknown in the question. Okay. So that missing noun is that unknown noun. Okay. So we say who is calling. Well, who stands in there for the missing noun? Make sense? Okay. All right, where were we? Oh, so anyway, yeah, it must agree in the gender, number, and case. So again, I'm kind of rehashing these examples. Quis Jesus est? Who is Jesus? Jesus, masculine noun, got to go with quis. Oops, I suppose I should underline that. There we go. Feminine, que mater Jesu est, who is the mother of Jesus. Mater, mother, is feminine, despite what some states will say. And then, so que mater, who is the mother. Now, if you don't really know who it is, like somebody knocks on your door and you say, who is it? then you would use quis, the male form, as sort of a generic who, okay? So if somebody knocks on your door, you can answer it and say quis est, or better yet, if a spammer calls you, you can pick up the phone and say quis est, or you can say salve, quis est, and hopefully they'll hang up at that point and remove you from their list.
He knows, he's done it quite a lot.
Oh, I've done it quite a bit. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I have a well, anyway, I made a bet with myself that said if they ever answer back in Latin, I'll buy whatever it is they're selling. And so far, I have 100% record of never having to buy anything. So anyway, neuter, quid. So neuter form is used for what? And same as in English, really. Who and what are the same thing. A who is a person, however, and a what is a thing or a non-person. So quid est Creta, what is Crete? You wouldn't say quis, or you wouldn't say que, since Crete is feminine. Que est Creta, that would be who is Crete. So, you know, unless there's somebody walking around with that as their name, in which case I feel sorry for them. So quid is the neuter form of quis and que, and that's what's used for things, whereas quis and que are used for people. So now quid, I suppose I should mention the usual gender rule does not apply because look, this Creta is feminine, right? Well, quid is just, well, I don't know why they did it that way. When they invented the language, they said, we're going to use quid for what? So the gender rule does not apply, but the number and case have to be observed. So if you were, let's see, I think the example I did, see, I think, do I have plural? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, got some examples for singular and plural. So quis, plural form is qui. So qui viri sunt, who are the men? Okay. Que. The nice thing about que is the plural form is que. Que filiae sunt, who are the daughters? And quid, the plural is que, and I have a table of this in a minute. So que oppida sunt, what are the cities, or what are cities? So so normally the gender number and case is adjusted to match nouns under the question for who, but only number and case for the what. And I realize that's probably a bit confusing, but I think as you read along and you see these, you know, the Familia Romana is invariably asking questions and making statements to help, you know, get the meaning of the text across. So I think as you read more of these, they'll become a little more natural, or at least understandable to you. And of course, I threw in the table. Really, the ones you need to know are quis, que, quid, and yeah, oh, that's right. They've used the cuius. That's the whos. I don't think they've used any of the ablatives, and then the plural is quorum, quorum, quorum. So anyway, any questions there? Okay. And then Latin uses quat, and that is a short O. So it is not quote, it is quat.
As in quota.
As in what?
Quota, was not a long O like we would use in quota, like the cop's quota for the month, you know.
Yeah, right. Unlike, yeah, it is not quota or quote, but quat. Let's see, what's a quat? I think that's Bostonian for quart. But anyway, so quat liberi sunt in familia, how many children are in the family? They also, now, they didn't say what time is it. They ask how many hours is it? So quat hora est. And quat panes habetis, how many loaves have ye? That's from Mark 8:5. So quat is for how many. The nice thing about it is indeclinable, which means it does not change. Well, the problem with quota is that's a long O, right? I'm responding to Laura's question.
And you're right, by the way, it's a quart of milk.
A quart of milk. Yes, thank you. I was pretty sure that was accurate Bostonian. So you'll never guess where my wife came from. Not in a million years. So, so here, so if you're asking how many, you got one word for it. I touched briefly on ordinal numbers. I wanted to mention them again because they come up in the lesson. Ordinal numbers are the order of things, so i.e. first, second, third, fourth, all the way out. And they are adjectives. So the first is primus, prima primum. Second is secundus, secunda, secundum. And third is tertius, tertia, tertium, okay? And their forms are the same as any of the other first and second declension forms. So there's nothing unique about them that you have to remember. And I happen to have a number of excellent examples here. Qui in stationibus sunt. Would anybody care to hazard a guess as to what that means?
Who is standing in the stations?
Not a bad guess, but no. This is a Basipila reference. Basium,
Oh,
smack, pila as in a playing ball. So what game do you know?
oh, wait. Who are on the bases?
Yes, literally who is on base or who are on the bases.
Oh,
So
they're gonna say, who's on
Quis
first?
in prima est, who's on first. Quid in secunda est, he's on third, and nescio in tertia est. And I thought about doing all the others, but I figured now that's enough. So anyway, but yes, first,
This is
second,
great.
third, and stationibus is feminine, by the way. We haven't had it yet. It's a third declension, but so yeah. So quis in prima est, and you say quis. So, and yes, I have that in Latin, by the way. Maybe I'll play it sometime. Anyway, cardinal numbers. Now, those are counting numbers or quantity numbers. So the nice thing about it is those numbers are also indeclinable. Well, most of them, not all of them. So quatuor viri, quatuor insulae, quatuor oppida. So 4 men, 4 islands, or 4 cities. So unfortunately, 1, 2, and 3 do decline in Latin. Okay, so unus, una unum, that's one of something. There are no plural forms for one. Okay, so don't try and come up with unorum, the plural possessive. It just does not work. So unus vir, una filia, unum oppidum. So 1 man, 1 daughter, 1 city. Duo is a little bit weird. Duo, due, duo. Now, it only has plural forms, by the way. Okay, so there's no plural forms of 1, but likewise, there's no singular forms of 2. So duo viri, due filiae, and duo oppida. I don't think I'd have to go back. Let's see, did I do a table here? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm not going to get into the endings because they tend to, they're sticking with the nominative form. So I don't think they see the, but yes, that is correct. 4 and up do not decline. And then tres tria is 3 of something, tres viri, tres filiae, or tria opida. And that's why he said centum servi, 100 servants or slaves, really. Centum does not decline. So once you get past 4, that would be an interesting question. I'd have to think about how you say that. I've never had to carve anything on a column. Anyway, so any question on that? All
I
right.
just get a little confused, Michael, when it comes to the trace and tria.
Uh-huh.
It- You know, I know they're both numbers in.
Right.
But I sit there and kind of, that's another one where, you know, when I'm doing the questions, the exercises. On some of them, I'm sitting there going, oh, wait a minute, why isn't this one just as correct as trace as tria, you know?
Well, tres will be for masculine and feminine. Tria is for neuter.
Well, I meant for order, for the order of things and the quantity of things. the ones that I can-
Okay, okay. Tres versus tertia.
Thank you, that's what I meant.
Yeah, okay. Well, in English, we distinguish the two. Okay, so if I say tres viri, 3 men, right?
Correct.
But if I go back to here and I would say terzi viri, well, I would say tertius vir, really. That would be the 3rd man. So tertius, so let me tell you what, let me stick a slide in here. Let's see, where's a good place to put it? Okay, we'll do it after this one. So if I say, and let me copy that. Let's see here. Let's make it pretty.
Cut and paste.
Yes. There we go. Now you know how I get these done. So this means 3 men, okay?
Correct.
But if I go tertius vir, V-I-R, that
It's the
means 3rd man. Okay? Let me,
So one's that actual number, and then
Yeah.
number 3, the other one's,
Yeah, and that's
what do
where
they
I'm,
call them? Cardinal, the position ones.
yeah, the position ones are ordinal. Order of
Ordinal,
things. Yeah, the order in which they are in. Okay,
type that in there after 3rd man, put in parentheses, cardinal, so we know. That'd help me.
you mean ordinal.
See, I thought ordinal, I thought it was cardinal. Oh, cardinal is the actual county word.
Cardinal, yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
number.
just look at ordinal and say order.
Or, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. It's a good trick.
And I don't know, cardinal,
Yeah.
I don't know, think,
I'm sorry, I was the one that said that by mistake.
yeah, I guess for cardinal, just imagine the consistory and say, look at all those cardinals,
Oh, God.
which is a number. Or I don't know, something like that.
When I taught catechism in my past parish, they have ordinary time. And the reason why it's called ordinary times is the weeks are numbered. Or
Yeah.
they're ordered. You have the first week in ordinary time, second week, if that helps you remember that.
Yeah, well, they have that after the Pentecost, then you start your ordinary time.
Yep.
And for the mass and stuff.
Well, or you could remember the old form, which was the first Sunday after Pentecost, the second Sunday after Pentecost, the third Sunday after Pentecost. Well, then we don't have work, we can't work the ordinary in there. All right, well, maybe that doesn't work.
Right.
But anyway, that's the difference. So you could say In fact, we could say, let's, you could say, primus vir secundus. Whoops, secundus. Try an S. And tertius, Tertius. So this would be first man, second man, and this would be the third man, THIRD man. Okay.
Mhm.
But if you were to come up here and say, let's copy these over. Let's see now, we need to, okay, so we'll say ordinal, there we go. Then I can indent these, there we go. And then we'll copy that and we'll move that over. Oops, there we go. Too far. And then we can say cardinal. Whoop. So you can say unus vir, one man. And then you can say duo viri, two men, and tres viri is three men. Okay.
Okay.
And just like English, the two are related. Well, okay, maybe not unus duo, but you can see tres, tertius, quatuor. Well, these are the only ones you need for the moment. 1, 2, and 3. So we'll just leave it at that. Make sense?
So cardinals are numbers and ordinary as positions.
Yes. Or maybe you can remember the numbers for all of the players that play for the Cardinals.
That's okay.
Yeah, wrong team, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Any more questions on that before we hit gender, number, and case? And that is a mistake. That should not have a long E. Janus, there we go.
Can we look at that part in the homework that was confusing to me, or do you want to wait on that?
There.
No, most of the homework was confusing.
That sounds like,
Was anybody else confused by it?
okay, which, oh, yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that one now? Let's,
It was the last one in the chapter, the last assignment.
okay, one of the pensums? No, we haven't hit those yet because we're still on chapter 3.
Wait, let me double check which one it was, because it was definitely in chapter 2.
Yeah,
Just a second, I need to like log back in.
okay. And while you're doing that, I will bring that up. And we'll go over here.
No, it wasn't the pensum, it was exercitiu 13. Sorry, I don't know how to say 13 in Latin, but it was that one.
Exercitium. Exercit.
That's right, that makes sense. 13.
So,
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so what are we looking for here? We are looking for these. Okay. Oh, please spell out the words. Do not abbreviate. Julius Pater Marci est. Marci, I guess he wants, well, what do we want here? Oh, genitivus. Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Okay. By the
They
way,
don't give us any clues on this
nobody's
stuff.
actually submitted that particular exercise. So I
I
haven't,
was so,
I haven't got,
I
yeah,
was so confused. I just was like, wait, okay, I guess that Marci Pater est, because like Julius is a father of Marcus, but they can't just want me to copy the words. So I
Yeah.
just was so confused.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, yes, they want genitivus. Yeah, oh, I see. Marci genitivus est, meaning marci,
The word.
yeah, is genitive.
Yeah, Jen.
So is it genitive for all of them?
No,
Oh,
this is-
no. Servorum est genitivus et
there's quite a,
pluralis.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's quite a few genitives in there, but there's also pluralis. And I will
Okay. That's.
and let's see.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
okay. Yeah, now I will warn you, like genitivus, singularis servi, pluralis servor.
Servorum.
Okay.
Yes.
And you kind of see what they're hinting at over here with these answers. Usually they are these are usually pretty good hints, not always. But yeah, I see. Yeah, that
I was so
admit
confused. I had no
to,
idea.
I admit I had to look at the answers to figure out what it was they wanted.
Yeah, I just had no idea what they were looking for.
I don't blame you. I had no idea what they wanted until I peeked. So
Yeah, thank you.
no problem. So speaking of which, okay, that's interesting. Somebody is drawing all over the screen. What are you trying to draw? Or is Sharon leaning on her mouse? Anyway, we will switch here over to that one. All right. Let's see what's going on here. They are drawing all over. How do I get rid of the drawing? More disable annotation. There we go. All right. Now, oh boy, this is going to be on everything. Oh, let's see if we can get rid of that.
Maybe switch out of the screen and then switch back because that might clear it.
Let's hold on. Hold, hide, names of annotators, optimize, stop reactions, enable, hide, floating meeting controls. Well, that's interesting.
What I'm saying is if you like go on another screen, it might clear it off.
I have my doubts about it. I think it is stuck on there, but let's try it. There's my dictionary. Oh, maybe this worked. Oh, all right. I think it might have worked. There we
Yay,
go.
it's gone.
Hey, it worked. Okay. All right. So, so yeah, gender, number, and case. Again, quick review. Because they did a lot of this they're doing a lot of this in chapter 2. Chapter 3, you'll be maybe happy to know we actually start in on some verbs. But for the moment, so chapter 2 is kind of heavy on the gender, number, and case. So anyway, for a noun, okay, when we say a noun, it's a person, place, or thing, either material or conceptual, as opposed to a verb, which is an action, or an adjective, which describes a noun. Although, yes, some adjectives can be used as nouns. But and then there's, of course, conjunctions and other parts of speech. So anyway, nouns in Latin have gender, genus. And if you looked in your Grammatica, genera nominum sunt tria. There are 3 kinds of genders or nouns.
No, there isn't.
There's more than 3?
Yeah, I think we're up to 58 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, that's not in Latin, though.
Oh, okay.
It's not in Latin, though. So there's masculine, like Marcus, Fluvius, Renus, Tiberius, Vir, Pater, Puer, Servus. Feminum, sorry, femininum, like Roma, Italia, Europa, Insula, Femina, of course, Mater, Filia, Serva. And the difference between a male slave and a female slave, servus versus serva. And then neuter,
What's
Brundisi,
a servi? S-E-V,
S-E-R-V-I.
yeah, that would be many slaves?
That, no, yeah, that would be masculine plural, but masculine form, when there's mixed,
Mhm.
then they default to the masculine form. So servi would be slaves, and it could be either masculine or feminine. Now, if they
Okay,
say,
when do you, okay, when
Go
do you use, when do you use the I? Let's talk in the masculine.
okay,
Servi, servi, yeah, and then servorum.
yeah, here we
Which,
go. All right, this is singular. So servus,
right,
one slave.
Mhm.
Servi, plural.
okay.
Okay.
Again, I'm kind of like struggling between the I and the O-R-U-M. The
Well,
genitive. and-
okay. Oh, yeah. Well, all right. Now, if I said the word, let me go back here. Hold on here. So if I just said the word slaves, is that singular, plural, possessive, or not possessive?
If you just said the word slaves, that could be a group, so it could be singular.
Yeah, it could be slaves, whoops, salves. So the sound, that is, this is the sound.
Right.
Yeah. So what could it be? Well, it could be slave. Whoops, why is, I just want to put, I want to get that E in there. So it could be singular, possessive. There we go. Let's see, I got that right? Yep, no,
Yeah.
there we go. Or it could be slaves, plural, possessive, plural, or it could be just slaves, in which case it is just plural. And we'll call that nominative, well, in English, we don't really have cases.
Just say, yeah,
It's a
I
little
understand.
plural. So you have the same thing. And what's kind of interesting, and this, I don't know if this will help or not. Hopefully it will. But if you think about it, in English, we have, well, in English, many of the nouns, but certainly not all of them, we add an S, right? So book, books. And it can be any one of these three. Well, Latin is the same way. The difference is we use an I. So we say servi, okay? Servi could be, let's go back up here. So servi, and we'll put the macron on it, could be S-E-R-V, whoop, which is the plural. There we go. And we're going to put nominative, okay? There we go.
And what's the nominative case of servi?
That's okay. The nominative case is when the noun is the subject. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're saying, yeah, I'm hoping this table will help a little bit. So you use the nominative case when you say X is something or something is X. So if you remember, Britannia est insula. Okay. So Britannia, we're saying X is, and insula, we're saying is X. And they're both feminine. So, oh dear, feminina. Okay, I'll have to fix that. They both end in A. So the nominative is when it is the subject or also what's known as when it says is X, that's known as a predicate noun. So it's when it,
And you know what? I was that femina in the nominative is a, and I thought, well, that's first declension. And the second declension, I thought was genitive, so it can't be a subject.
no. This is all first declension here.
All of this, that feminine, masculine, and neuter.
Yes.
Neutral.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
See, this says first declension, second declension. See,
And this whole thing is called just what?
this table,
Table, yeah.
this is a table of the endings for the first and second declension nouns. So the first declension, declinatio prima. Ooh, there's that
Mhm.
prima again. Ordinal number. First declension, all end in A. Declinatio secunda, end in US, IR, ER, or UM. Okay, in the nominative, in the nominative case.
And then, okay, that's where, when I looked at the masculine, I thought, well, that's genitive, so it can't be nominative.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking that,
Yeah.
and that was kind of like screwing me up.
So servi could be nominative plural, or it could be possessive plural. Or plural
Mhm.
possessive. I get it, yeah. Yeah. Or genitive. Let's put in, genitivus. There we go, genitive. Okay, so yeah, if it just stands there, you can't tell the difference. Okay, the only reason we can tell the difference in English is we write it differently. Okay. But if we just said slaves, you wouldn't know. So it's you got to kind of look it up for the, oops, did I say genitive plural singular? Oh, my.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, no, it is plural. Genitive plural. Well, no, I'm sorry. No, you're right. I gotta get my eyes checked too.
There we go. Plural. PLU, plural. There we go. There we go. So that is what Latin does have one advantage over English is you will not, you will be able to distinguish whether it is genitive singular or genitive plural. You won't make that mistake because it's either servi or servorum. Okay. And as I said, this is a table of endings. We will, the ones that are kind of, well, browned out, I guess would be the right term, you haven't had yet. You'll pick up the accusative form in chapter 3. I'm not sure, you may pick up the dative in chapter 3. But once we have all of these, I'll kind of go through it a little more systematically. And hopefully that will clear up any of the confusion or remaining confusion.
I just need to know the difference between the nominative, the genitive, the data.
Yeah, well, here's the table. Nominative. Okay,
No,
genitive.
no, the meaning of what each one means. So then
Oh, okay. Well, this is a hint. This is called example. So the genitive singular is, put X is a noun, doesn't matter what it is. So let's say
Right.
book. So genitive is books with apostrophe S or of book. Either one.
Okay.
And then the genitive plural. Let's see. I guess we really need to say this way.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So, and maybe we'll put X's are. The reason I didn't want to put S's in there is because not all nouns in Latin sorry, try that again. Not all English nouns are made plural by S's, like child, children,
Got it. Yes.
sheep, there's a lot of things. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay. But this is the first declension. Okay, the feminine nouns, these are the second declension. And the second declension, really all the endings are the same with the except of the roots there, the ER and the IR. And then the neuter is almost the same. You have one, you have the nominative is different. So, but
Okay.
so any questions?
And we should be like putting that to memory, that chart.
Well, yes. Now the question is how to do that. Okay. I recommend
I was just gonna blow up that chart and just when I get up in the morning, stare at it. during the day.
like
So I can stare.
put it on the mirror when you shave, you can read through it.
Yeah, put it on the refrigerator, the whole. I mean,
Refrigerator. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Crazy, but
Yeah. Every time you get a snack, you have to decline a Latin noun. Yeah. Hey, I like that. That way you can
yeah,
like
but
work on your diet and Latin at the same time.
either that or else I'll be really good at Latin and I'll be overweight.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah. Well, at least you can have one. So
True.
it's better than having lousy Latin and being overweight. So,
Yes. True.
so well, yeah, but the thing is, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm a little hesitant to say memorize this table yet, because I want to get these other guys in here first. I want to get the dative and the accusative in there.
See, that's when I do the homework assignments. That's where I sometimes mix up the nominative and genitive and the singular versus plural, and I'm sitting there going, and I go, well, why isn't this right?
Well, if you need the table, use it. Okay, if you need the table, use it. But hopefully through reading, read the section, the text of each section a couple times.
Michael, I'm reading this and rereading it and rereading it, and I'm putting on some
Okay.
headphones. and
Well,
speak while I read.
then use the table.
Okay.
All right, where were we? Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, like English, Latin has singular and plural forms. So vir, femina, puer, filius, filia, oppidum, viri, feminae, pueri, filii, filiae, and oppida. So A becomes AE for the feminine, the USIR, ER all become a long I, and then the becomes an So that's reflected in this table. So that may be the thing that you need to do, is to take a word, let's say femina, okay, and say
Okay.
femina nominative, or femina est, and then feminae, the woman's. And in fact, you might even, in fact, maybe what would help would be to let's see, do I have any? I think I
See, I
got.
thought feminine would be plural
Yeah.
of woman.
Yes. Well,
That's where I'm getting out of.
well, it
too.
would also be genitive. So what? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what.
See, that's where I'm having the problem. Where genitive versus
Yeah. Let
Um,
me
what's the word I'm looking for? The number.
verse
plural.
plural. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to look at it and see what makes sense.
Okay.
Also, the other thing that'll help is if I say, oops, let's see. Oh, no, this is number here. So there we go. There. So we'll stick number in there. Okay, something else that'll help. I'm going to duplicate this slide. So if we have, Sarah, what's your favorite noun? You want servus or you want,
Servus.
all right.
I get the US, no problem.
Yeah, there we go. So if you see servi est, what do you know about servi there?
Yeah, it's slaves or slave
It's, yeah, it is singular.
because of
Est,
EST
because it
is a
says
verb.
is, yeah, est is the verb. Est is singular.
Mhm.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question about this. So if Servi asked, if it's singular, we don't necessarily know that it's singular because it could be describing.
Well,
Okay, well, it would have to be an adjective. It couldn't be, or no. It would have to be like. There's like another noun, it would have to, a singular noun that it would have to go with.
yes,
Because the Servi can't be the subject by itself if it's singular,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
Yeah.
So what it's saying, yeah, and I'm intentionally
But Siri could also be plural.
no, not in this form.
Oh, because of the S.
Because, yeah, because of the S.
Yes,
Yeah, and Laura's right. Normally you would have something else here. You
Okay.
would say, liber, the book of the servant is something. Here,
Okay.
let's see.
Now, if the verb would have been sunt, which is plural, then servi, even though it's spelled the same way, then we would understand that as being many slaves.
Yes.
So you'd have to change that liber to libri.
No,
Liberi.
it could be the slaves all own one book. Let's change this here. And
S-U-N-T.
oh wait, now actually, if this is genitive, it's servorum. So here we go. So in this case, what we want to do, hold on, what we want to do is make the servants plural. We got to get rid of the book here. There we go. Let me, okay. So the book of the servant is,
Is new, right? Could you, well, I don't know.
all right, novus.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
actually, you get novus. I don't know if you've had it yet, but I know you have it in the last.
Yes, it's in the reading.
Yeah, okay.
They talk about
The
the two
servant's
scrolls
book
of-
is new. Okay,
Okay.
so est is
Got it.
singular, so you know that it's the servants. And so you know that this is something like the servant's book is new. Okay,
Mhm.
let me double check something here before I make a horrible mistake. Let's see here. Yep, and I did it. I need to make that long. There we go. And it is masculine. Yeah, that's what I wanted to double check here. So, you know, in this case, there's an est, so singular. But if you said servi sunt, we know sunt is plural. And we're going to have to think about what a servants are. Actually, this is a perfectly good Latin sentence, if short. Literally translated, it's servants are. In a better English form, you might say servants exist, or you could say there are servants. So you can actually translate that one of three ways. But the point being is the sunt is a tip-off that your subject is plural. Okay.
Yeah, but as I'm looking at it, they both spell servi the same, whether it's
Yes,
singular
they
or-
are. Yes,
and
exactly.
that's what messes me up.
Yeah, and it's very dangerous even in English to only take a few words out of a sentence because English has lots of places where it's context sensitive, especially in speech, as I said.
See, you know what, Michael, I gotta learn to slow down and concentrate. Like the macrons, if
Yep.
I turned in some homework and I go, I had the right answer, but I spelled it wrong because I forgot the macron.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now
I
it's
thought,
stupid.
let's see, I thought Californians were supposed to be a little more laid back or something, aren't, I guess they're not.
Well, that's our problem, you know. What can I tell you?
So anyway, all right. So you think you got a good grasp of that, or?
Yes, sir. I think
Okay,
so.
Good. So,
Thank you.
oh, cases. Yeah, then I wanted to hit up the cases. Okay, the nominative case, casus nominativus, is used when the noun is the subject or what's known as a predicate noun, meaning Roma oppidum est. Roma is the subject and it is in the nominative case, okay? Roma oppidum est, oppidum is the predicate noun. So both Roma and oppidum are nominative, okay? And they're both nouns. So we do not like, because Roma is feminine, we don't make oppidum feminine. If we made oppidum feminine to oppida, you'd literally say Rome is cities. Yeah, doesn't make sense. So it's the gender rules for agreement is for adjectives. So
oppidum it would be an adjective in this.
no, oppidum is a noun, city, predicate noun. See, noun.
Roma is a city, and we use Roma. It's funny, we use female names like for like cities in this case. And oppidum is what? Just a generic term
City.
for city?
Yeah. Houston is a city. LA is a city. Yeah, no, Laura, what I meant is if you tried to make the endings the same, oppidum,
That's what I was doing.
then you would have made it plural. You
No,
wouldn't
I'm
make it
agreeing, I'm
feminine.
agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it feminine. So yeah, just nouns by themselves are just by themselves. It's only when you are attaching adjectives. For example,
Well, what's the adjective in that one? It's just two
there
words.
is no adjective. There is no adjective in it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, if I wanted to say Roma oppidum.
Is magnum oppidum?
Yeah, magnum. Yeah, that would be the
Magnum.
adjective.
Yeah, magnum. Yeah.
Yeah, magnum. Swallow the
Right.
N. Whoop. Swallow the GN, like canyon, magnum.
Magnum.
Yeah, here we spell. So yeah, here we go. Spell it MAGNUM is now spelled let's see, how do you spell canyon? There we go.
CYON.
There we go. Yeah. Canyon. Did I spell that right? No, yeah. there we go.
Yeah, you're right. YON. You're right. I live on a canyon,
Oh, okay.
canyon road. So you're right.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, I live on a very high hill, 25 feet above sea level. Which
Yeah.
around here is good. So anyway, so yeah, there is no yeah, so you could put oh, okay, we could do this. Bella, Roma bella oppidum magnum est. Beautiful
Rome is-
Rome is a big city. Okay, so Bella goes with Rome.
Oh,
I agree.
okay, yeah.
Oppidum, or I should say magnum goes with oppidum. So
See, I was doing oppidum and I was putting it with Roma.
yeah,
Something
no, it is a noun. The agreement
Okay.
is between nouns and adjectives. So but anyway, yeah, and okay, and since Roma is nominative, Bella is in nominative, And since oppidum is nominative, manium is also in nominative. And so if there is an is in there, it's called a predicate noun, meaning it's in the other half of the sentence and it's a noun, okay?
Mhm.
So genitive case is used for the possessive form of the noun. So Marcus filius Julii est. Marcus is the son of Julius. Julia filia Amelia est. Julia is the daughter of Amelia. And then we've had the ablative in that we use it after the preposition in. And that's all I'm going to say at this point. It gets used other places, but just for the moment, just remember to stick it. So if it's in oppidum, or sorry, if it is oppidum, or if it's if it's second declension, the um or the us becomes an o in oppido, or in Italia, or in Roma, you switch that to the for the feminine, you switch it to the long a, and for the second declension, it becomes an o. So this is whoops, here it is. This is the one I'm talking. Okay,
And it's a long O.
and this is a long o. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So I think that's all of them. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now this is what I was talking about, is any word that's used to describe a noun, i.e. an adjective, must agree in the gender, number, and case. So Amelia in oppido magno est. Magnus describes oppidum. Oppidum is in the ablative case, oppido. So in oppido, so you have to say in oppido magno or in magno oppido. You can do them in any word order you want. So Roma oppidum magnum est. The magnum goes with oppidum. And then let's see, tres est numerus paucus. Paucus describes numerous. Numerous just means number, okay? So a small number. 3 is a small number. These are not plural, okay? Because it just means number. You don't say 3 is a numbers in English.
Mhm.
You say 3 is a number, okay? It is somewhat unfortunate that numerous looks awfully a lot like the English word numerous, which means, many. But, and in fact, that's probably how it snuck its way into, I'm sure that's how it snuck its way into English. There's probably other roots in there.
So on that one, you could also say mili est numerus parvus.
What were you saying?
Change the TRES to
Okay.
mili, MILLE.
Okay, MILLE, okay.
S numeral, and then it's not Pacus, it'd be Parvus. Nanny?
Oh, I want to ask about that too,
Oops.
because numerous.
You know what? I made a mistake.
Yeah, because
Sorry
trace isn't
about
a few number, it's a small number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
at the
good.
time,
Yeah,
I
there
was
you go.
thinking of 3 as a few, and then I realized, wait, no, I meant small. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I had it backwards then, good.
Yeah, you could say mille est numerus magnus. 1,000 is a big number.
Or could you use the word you just eliminated there?
Parvus? Paucus? What?
Yeah, Pacus.
No, paucus means few.
I thought Parvus meant few.
No,
I'm getting
parvus is small.
That's
Magnus is big, parvus is
Yeah.
small.
So those, okay.
Yeah. Multus
Got
is many and paucus is few. I don't think you've had multus and paucus in the is that
I know, we've had parvos, yes, we have.
Yeah,
It's been-
we're talking about rivers and stuff in Africa and every.
No, I don't think
Exactly.
you, parvus, yes, but have you had, paucus?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we have.
Yes.
It was in chapter 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should,
Like there are very few cities in,
oh, that's right,
Yeah,
yeah. and few-
Egypt, you know.
Yeah, and few rivers in Egypt, and that's right,
Egypt, yeah, and then Nile's the biggest.
yeah,
so.
that's right. Yeah,
Many small rivers, I think it's.
yeah, many small rivers. Okay. So now, oh, well, any questions on that? I think we'll actually end on time. Wow, that'll be amazing. Okay, the only other thing, they get 2 new words in this chapter. Well, there's in addition to a lot of the others, but you get meus, mea, meum, which means my or mine. Tuus, tua, tuum, thy or thine. I will usually use the thou, thee, thine to indicate second person singular. And then I will sometimes use y'all for the second person plural, because in Latin it does make a difference. In English, it sort of, degenerates into a mess.
Is the root word for tua, tu?
Yes,
Okay, because that's in the Ave Maria. Oh, the Hail Mary.
yes,
It's reached 2-8.
yes.
Yeah, just two.
Oh, ventris, yeah, fructus ventris too. In fact, yes, genitive.
Well, there's 2E and then, yeah, there's a couple of times they use it.
Let's see. Yeah, there it is. That is the
And
genitive.
then in the second line, they use it's just two, tu.
Oh, yes,
Benedictus tu in mulieribus.
yes. Yeah. Yes. Let's see.
Trying to figure this out, so.
No, that's good. Let me, whoops, come on. There we go. Where are we? Here we go. Unfortunately, yeah, here, I'll add this to, which means thou. And I is ego.
Ego, my ego.
Yeah. I guess the, I don't know, ego te absolvo, I absolve thee. Maybe that's the way to remember that. But the 2 part works real nice because tuus, tua, tuum, So anyway, the same rule applies. It's a possessive adjective. And so it has to agree in, again, gender, number, and case. So filius meus, filia mea, oppidum meum, my son, my daughter, my city. Filii mei, my sons. Filiae mei, my daughters, and oppidum mea, my cities. And same thing for tuus, filius tuus, filia tua, oppidum tuum, your son, your daughter, your city, and then the plurals. So,
And then mea culpa.
yeah. Yes,
In the Confiteor.
yes. So I think that is it. Yeah, okay. So any questions?
Just homework, what do you want from
Yeah,
us?
okay,
Besides
so
the first
homework,
ones.
yeah, you want to do the Familia Romana part 4, the Grammatica Latina. And then exercises 12 through 13. Yes, there are 2 I's in filii, and I hope I did not. Oh dear.
You forget it?
There we go.
And the second,
There.
okay, never mind. My eyes are going.
Sorry about that. Really, I was just testing to see if you were gonna,
If we're awake,
yeah. It's pretty clear.
Just said a lot.
It was pretty clear I wasn't when I typed it, but
where's
no,
Alan?
actually in the exercises, I often see what is clearly a typo. I knew you really knew what it was, but
That's where I bang my head against the wall. I go, yeah, you idiot, you know it. What are you doing?
so, yeah, I, the macrons are a pain, but they'll help us with our pronunciation. And
And
so,
I'm getting better on that. I'll tell you that right now.
so, let's see, where did I put it? Yeah, so liber book, okay. Liber child.
Child, right. Yeah.
So it helps you keep it straight. So anyway, yeah. Ideally, if you can complete exercises 12 and 13, and then pensum just means homework. I mean, the exercises are homework. I don't know why they separate them. Let me go ahead and jump over to what is looking for there. I will pop over to, let's see here. Well, exercise 12. Oh, well, we just saw what 13 was. Let's see. What do they want here? Oh, okay. They want something similar for 12. Servus vocabulum masculinum est, ancilla vocabulum. Any
I
take?
know.
Feminum. Okay. Femininum. I got to get an extra syllable in there. Right. Est. Oppidum vocabulum neutrum. See, these, by the way, as I said, this over here is a lot of your answers. And if you're
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to figure out the logic of, again, like one of the other students asked earlier about in number 12, what exactly are they asking for?
Oh, well, okay.
I don't see relationships.
Yeah,
That's
hold on.
what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
looking
all
for.
right. Well, let me explain it. Servus, the word servus, is a masculine word. Ancilla, handmaiden, is a
Feminine word,
feminine word. Okay.
correct?
Now, since feminine has to modify vocabulum, femininum is actually neuter in order to match up with vocabulum. So you would put femininum in there. And then oppidum vocabulum neutrum, meaning city is a word or is a neuter word. Okay.
Okay. And I didn't know you could take like femina, feminum.
Oh, yeah.
Put those. That's another one. It's kind of like, oh, you're piling up one more piece, so you know what? It's in the here.
Well, feminum. Okay. Masculinum, feminum, and neutrum.
Uh-huh.
Masculine, feminine, neuter.
Right.
But what gender are those three words in?
They're in the nominative, the first.
Yes, they're nominative, but what gender?
Well, there's three separate genders.
No, they're not. They're all neuter.
Oh, because it ends in UM.
It ends in UM. Yes, yes. And I was intentionally being devilish here.
No. That gets me to think. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and that was the purpose. Yeah, to think of it is you got to pay attention to the ending and how the word is used. Okay. And
Okay, when they add the NUM at the end of the words, you want to go to the root word. I can't remember the Latin word you used for it. And that's the other one where I'm making I'm not actually getting to the root. You know, is it femina, you know what I mean?
thema. Yeah, that thema is the root. Well, you can do
Yes,
this.
thank you, Teresa.
Yeah. So.
So what's I'm trying to think what's the root of
let me, okay, let's see here. Let me copy these over here for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, let's generate another slide here and let me switch there. Okay, all right.
Okay, cool.
Oops. Let's match style. There we go. And so what are we gonna do here?
And you're gonna save these slides, these new slides you're adding.
If you wish, I can
So-
send them out again. Okay, so,
I'd appreciate it because it helps me a lot.
yeah. Let's see here. I can do this a couple of different ways. Would you prefer that way? Meaning the word masculine can be masculinus, masculina, or masculinum. All right.
Well, you got masculine. You just IN. Are you missing a letter, a vowel there?
Masculinum, masculinum. Oh, this is English.
Yes, sir.
What am I missing? This is all Latin. There we go.
Okay, masculine is the root.
Yes,
So then the US makes it first person singular,
yes.
eight. Right,
Well, I'm gonna
and
put
then
an
eight,
M in there, meaning masculine,
right, masculine singular.
and this is feminine. Tell you what, and then this is neuter. Okay. So let me tell you what, let me unitalicize these, which hopefully makes it more readable, maybe.
No, I like the italicized, but you're doing good. It doesn't matter to me. I'm
There you
getting it.
go. Oops, that should be a period. So yeah, we can make the word masculine, masculinus, depending upon what it is modifying, you then have to adjust the gender endings. You don't change the meaning.
Then
But-
how can masculina all of a sudden now becomes feminine?
No, that's just, okay. Oh, I gotta think of a
Maybe
good.
you're looking at a really butch girl,
Yeah.
a tomboy.
I was trying to
In
avoid.
California, we got
Yeah, I was trying to avoid.
one of those
such
59.
comparisons. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Okay, let me think. Let me do a quick look through the book and see what words you have already had. Okay. It might give me a otherwise I'll have to pull out one that's totally oh, let's see here. Boy, I don't think there's a good one. Well, anyway. So vocabulum. Okay, so vocabulum.
You know, it's kind of funny in the book.
There.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you wanted to say a masculine word, or the word is masculine, then masculinum is the adjective that goes with vocabulum. And vocabulum is a neuter noun. So you make masculinum the form neuter. It does not change the meaning of the word. It simply changed the form of the word in order to match the adjective or the noun that the adjective is modifying.
Mhm.
So we could say vocabulum magnum, big word,
Mhm.
or we could say vocabulum parvum, little word. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, it will masculinus, masculina, masculinum always means masculine, and it doesn't matter what the ending is, okay?
Even though it could be in the female case.
Yes, and I'm trying to think of a
Okay.
good, let's see, there's got to be a good,
Okay.
let's see, let's see, okay, let's see, there's got to be, I'm totally blanking at a good word. Well, okay, here we go. Here's another example, vocabula, words. So you would then make that plural neuter. So let's see, I'm blanking at a good.
Well,
feminine
if I'm looking at page 17,
Okay,
and it's between line 115 and 120.
okay,
Actually, it's 118. Well, it talks about the neuter words.
uh-huh,
D est prima litera vocabuli dominus. And I'm sitting there going, what? I'm trying to, it's like you're jumping from plural to singular. And it's almost like you're jumping cases, that vocabulary.
okay, which one was this? You said this was which line?
Line 19.
Okay, I think.
I'm sorry, line 18. Line 18.
In second section?
The
Whoops, first-
Grammatica Latina.
In the what?
It's in the Grammatica Latina.
Oh, okay, okay, so there we go. All right. What was the question again?
I'm trying to understand what they're saying in line 18. No. You're in the
You said the
You know,
Grammatica
the-
Latina.
oh, that was the title of the thing after Liber.
Oh, okay, you're in
you're-
section
I'm in the
4
book.
then. Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
I understand. Whoop, that's not the right section. I missed. I was close. I need to go farther
cigar.
down. Audio. There we go. This is the one here. You're talking about this one. All right.
Correct.
So
Now go.
what line?
Line, I think it's 18, 19, 18.
There's only
It's
a 90
titled
there's a 95
the neuter, a neutron. Huh?
there. No, if it's in the Grammatica Latina, it starts on line 95.
Okay, well, this is line, I'm sorry, 119, 118 or 119.
Okay. Down here.
Yes, sir. Where it has the neuter, the C, section C, and then D, S, prima, litera, vocabuli dominus.
Yes. What do you think that says?
The first letter is God.
No.
Dominus. What?
Oh, Dominus literally means master,
Oh, okay. Oh,
which we usually translate into English as Lord. Okay.
right.
And that would be an accurate translation, at least for older English. Nobody says Lord these days for
Mhm. Mhm.
except in the religious sense, pretty well, unless you're in England and you have
Mhm.
the royalty. Yeah, de est prima litera. D is the first word, or sorry, the first letter, vocabuli, of the word Dominus. So D is the first letter of the word Dominus, is what that means.
See, when I see vocabulary, I'm thinking, well, that's plural, and dominus is singular. I'm going, it doesn't. I thought they had to match. And then
Okay,
you
vocabuli.
notice that-
Hold on. No, wait a minute. Vocabuli is
Okay.
what? It is.
Well, it said word, I guess stands
Well,
for
no,
word.
no, not what it
A letter?
means. What part of speech is it? Is it an adjective?
Oh, it would be an adjective, yeah.
No, it's a noun.
Oh.
Noun. Vocabulum, vocabulum,
I would
vocabulum.
have thought litera, litera would be the noun.
Well, there are three nouns, four nouns. Yeah, okay.
Oy, ay, 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 ay.
Yes, litera is a noun. Day is a noun. Okay. The letter D, day, it's a noun. Okay.
Okay,
You can't get one any shorter than that. Okay. Because if it were shorter, you wouldn't have anything. So D
Right.
is the first letter
right.
of the word. That is genitive.
Of the word, well, yeah, it's a prepositional phrase. Of the word.
Well, what I mean is de est prima litera. Prima and litera go together.
Correct.
Of the word, vocabuli, so that's genitive, possessive. It is a noun, so it doesn't need to agree with dominus. Or
Okay, see, that's, okay.
see, don't make the
Again, I'm
nouns.
struggling with that.
Yeah, don't make the nouns try to agree with other nouns. Okay,
Okay.
doesn't
gotcha.
you it doesn't work. Okay. Okay.
So it's kind of like the
And,
next,
okay, Roma est oppidum. Rome is a city, right?
Mhm.
But Roma is feminine and oppidum is neuter. We don't make the nouns try and agree. It's the adjectives that modify the nouns that have to.
See, I would have said opida, put an A on it. to match
Well,
Roma.
then you would say Rome is the cities. And we'd all look at you kind of like,
Yes, I understand. Well, I'm California, so.
so. Now, I will admit Rome had 7 hills, but you really can't say it was a city. Now, you might be able to say that of New York because you have all those boroughs and stuff. So maybe that works in New York, but no. So keep in mind, and this is where you're right, this could be vocabuli, meaning words, plural, or it could be words, apostrophe Fs. Although in this case, we would use the word of in English. We'd say D is the first letter of the word dominus. We wouldn't say D is the first letter words. I mean,
Okay.
well, okay, if we're going to
Kind of
do
like the next line down, if you look
we
at the
could
next
say
line down.
D is the word's first letter. We'd have to reorder this to make that into good
I was
English.
going to say, if you look at the next line down, it kind of makes it more clear. Numerous
Yes,
vocabularum magnus est. So I'm sitting there going, okay, numerous is just numbers. Vocabulary. There's a lot of there's many numbers in the vocabulary in words.
well,
Words have many. God, there are many words.
the number of words is big. Numerous, the number, vocabulum, vocabulum,
Right.
the number of words, manus est, the number of words large is, or the number of words is large.
I thought that would have been, oh, okay, all right. I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to look at like Alex said last time. I'm trying to get like patterns to try to, there's one word control another word. In some cases they do, in other
When they
cases.
are nouns control the endings of adjectives. Nouns do not control the endings of other nouns.
Got it. Okay, and that's where I'm, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. I think I might have held you over now.
Yep, we're over.
Sorry about that.
Now, let's not ruin a perfectly good record, right? And not. And not
You
go
got
over.
like a third, do you have like a third of the class there or what?
We've
It's
got
really
several.
quiet.
Yeah, well. See, you're from California, that you talk a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Some people,
No,
talk,
unless these are prior students you've had. In
not
the other
all of
class.
them. No, not all of them. Let's see, we got 1, 2, did Teresa drop? I don't see Teresa on there. Ooh, I think she dropped. I didn't see I don't see Teresa in there. Oh, well, she must have dropped. No, most
Yeah, she was
of the
earlier.
students have not had this before. So anyway, getting back to this. The masculine means masculine, doesn't, you just change the ending so that you know how to tie it back to the word of interest. All right, let me put it this way. Let's suppose, and then I really do want to wrap up. Let's suppose I said, oh, and by the way, the femininum and neutrum are the same way. You see, we can copy this. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to, here we go. Copy that. And I will say edit and paste match style means feminine. Feminine. There we go. Feminine.
Okay, you're in a different, you're still in the
Whoops.
reading.
Thank you. Thank you. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna, let's see. So, and then let me get neutrum. And paste. So let's let me clear out the let me clear out this stuff, and we'll put that down there. We'll come back to that in a minute. Whoop. There we go. All right, we'll come back to that. So masculinus always means masculine. Okay.
Mhm.
Changing the ending does not change the root
The word.
meaning of the word. Okay, it does change the meaning of the word, because if you go from masculinus to masculini, you've made it plural. So yeah, it does change the sense of the word, but it does not change. The endings do not change the basic meaning of the word. Okay.
Okay.
So masculinus, masculina, masculinum all means masculine. Okay. Femininus, feminina, femininum means feminine, and then nutrus, nutra, nutrum means neuter. So what we have to do here is vocabulum masculinum. Okay, vocabulum is the noun, and these are all adjectives here. Let's do this here. Let's throw up adjectives. So these are all adjectives. So they have to share the same gender, number, and case as the noun that they're referring to. So we say vocabulum masculinum, just like we would say vocabulum magnum and vocabulum parvum. Okay. The on the magnum doesn't change the meaning of that word. It just indicates that the of this word matches that word. So we know these two words go together. When we start building longer sentences, this will become important, because you need to associate the adjectives with their proper nouns. And then vocabula masculina is simply the plural neuter form. And I'm kind of stuck here on I'm trying to think of a feminine word I could do that with, but as I said, does not change the base meaning. Okay, just the ending adjusts what the sense of the word is. Okay.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand.
All right, so let's shoot for getting through AB 12 through 13 and A, B, and C, and
Okay,
see what happens. And with that, we will finish up here with our final prayer. I will mute everybody. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. Benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. And I will send these notes out again, since we've kind of added them in real time. And next class will probably be another one of the colloquia, so that we can discuss the grammar and the and everything, and do some of the pronunciation in the totality of or for the all of chapter 2. So with that, I will formally end the class. Let's see.